Andrew Neil has waded into the ongoing crisis faced by Boris Johnson over the alleged Christmas party gate affair in Downing Street by dropping a bombshell prediction on the future of the Prime Minister. The attention focused towards the PM comes as Mr. Johnson attempted to brush off allegations that a staff Christmas party was held in Downing Street last year during the height of the pandemic lockdown. The claims were made following a leaked video to ITV showing Allegra Stratton mockingly handling a fake press conference and bumbling her words over the exact nature of the event. With the Prime Minister bullish during PMQs yesterday, many remain furious at the handling of the situation. Taking to Twitter, Andrew Neil gave his thoughts on the future of Boris Johnson. He said, "It will not happen overnight or even in the next few months, and it could struggle on for a while beyond that. But we have entered the beginning of the end of Boris Johnson." Ian Blackford used PMQs to call on the PM to hand in his resignation over the affair. Members of the public also reacted in shock to the audacity of the party, even though Mr. Johnson claims he was assured no party took place. Taking the debate further, Mr. Neil questioned whether the Prime Minister can handle wider and deeper events as a leader. Again, on his Twitter page, he said, "These are serious times. We face a new COVID variant. Inflation is rearing its ugly head." He added, "A revanchist Russia is threatening Ukraine and Europe's eastern borders. Europe is devoid of leadership. The US is a shambles. China a threat." Questioning the PM's skills, he ended, "Does anybody think our PM is up to any of this?" The scandal comes on top of a series of integrity issues surrounding the Tory party. Adding to the debate on Twitter, one commentator, Chris, said, "Andrew, I have never felt more miserable living in this country as I do now. The feeling of crisis after crisis wafts over it. 11 years of austerity." He added, "A mess of Brexit, now inflation and massive fuel hikes. As for levelling up, what a joke." Just Mark said the Tory party would distance themselves from Mr. Johnson. He said, "Indeed, the Tory party will bide its time until the perfect moment when a new leader can go into the next election with the freshness and energy to win. Meanwhile, Sunak and Truss will distance from him big time." Some people supported Johnson, with Judith Dickinson saying, "Absolutely, Boris is head and shoulders above any other Western leader," but the majority took the opportunity to slam the PM. Tim from Northamptonshire said, "Of course Boris Johnson isn't up to it, but there's not exactly an overflowing talent pool of replacements." He added, "When it was time for Thatcher to leave, there were half a dozen candidates that were more than capable. Very different times now, and that's true across all of the parties." Speaking of the handling of the COVID crisis, and replying to Mr. Neil, Darren Grimes, a GB News contributor, said, "The only thing that's died over the last 24 hours is Boris Johnson's career. There have been no Omicron deaths." He added, "The government are rolling out vaccine passports to distract from their own breach of the rules. It's utterly shameless." However, Simon Parker took the opportunity to question the credentials of Andrew Neil. He said, "Wow, what a blanket statement served without any evidence whatsoever. Tell me, please do, what direct experience you have of the civil service, rather than some opinion you've plucked out of the freezer compartment." Following the Christmas party scandal, Allegra Stratton has since resigned. The fallout of the affair has seen the PM labelled a liar. An investigation into the matter has been launched by Mr. Johnson, who has handed the enquiry to the Cabinet Secretary.